Yard required from Mason. Good track.
Chance here. Playing good.
Oh, that's perfect. Touch on the jack, in behind. But Rayner will just be looking to get another bowl in the head. Don't have to go crazy yet. Get another second. Give the back end a chance. Just runs a bit more. It's going to spring that side if they get it.
Couple of I reckon Bundy holding a good 3, if not maybe 4 over there. Michaela, who's skipping for just the 4th time this season. The chance to pick up another number. They've already picked up a 4 earlier on. In that direction as well, it was.
Rob McMullen would like to count, but just ideally wide of the jack he would have wanted to be to split those 2 opposition bowls up. That's what Caleb's trying to do. Land the bowl, splash the jack. The jack will go back to those Bundoora bowls. They've got 3 of them out there waiting. Just overplayed it a touch. Rob McMullen's got to finish that side of the head. Wants to draw another. Get it in a good area. Oh, I think he's under again. Doesn't want to do it for them. Oh, that's actually worked out okay.
Okay.
2 in the head.
That's okay. I don't think he meant to be that sort of close to
No.
it up.
No, but he'll take it.
Both the boys having it. Probably chuckle knowing they probably
Little fortunate.
made it okay.
He did fatten it up a touch though for Bundoora. Needs to hold. He's going to get the outside of the bowl if any of it. Probably helps Essendon putting one on that side of the head. Harder for Corey to make use of those catches now. Yeah, they're interested in this one. Played it very well. Missed the jack ideally. I got a piece of it. Well played. I think we're going to see big weight here from Corey. Smooth as you like. Oh, the only thing that really moved was their own. No worse off.
Where are you going now, Charity? Next to no target as it is.
That's the key. You don't want to... Yes, you'd love to get another shot, but you don't want to make it a bigger target. But I think he'll still draw. They do own the back. Fair chance it's more likely going sideways. I think he'll just try and play similar bowl to his last. It's in a pretty good area again.
Yeah. Here
Wants it to
Rowdy
turn
just
more.
urging it to get down.
If it falls,
It will fall.
yes, it's
Well done.
It's not really made it any bigger. Corey doesn't muck around. We would have to get fortunate and doesn't. It's a big end for the Bombers there.
First time in the game, we might see it just open up. We'll have to make it count. Oh, that was his last bowl. That's good game awareness, wasn't it?
Well
Put
done,
it on
mate.
the board. Sorry.
It's all right, mate. You got a bit going on. You're doing the scoreboards. You're checking the other games.
A Torre can't get this function put on where there's no overall on bowls link. So as good as it is, it needs to lift.
Well, I'm not sure he's responsible.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
I think you're just looking for someone to blame.
And it's a very easy person to blame.
We do love our Matatobre.
I tell you what,
Heathmont
going along all right.
going extremely well. He's our Bowls Link guru. Say that 10 times fast. Great correction, Tim Crimey. It's good leading, 1 on, 1 behind. He did it the reverse way, but it doesn't matter how you do it. Again, we talk about missing in good areas. Tim's first one missed in a good area. And his son, Kobe Crimey, just sits a shot bowl, moves the jack, makes a couple for the Bombers. Yeah, not much, less than 2 feet short. Handy correction, and of course it was a change of hands too. What a cracking day we have here. Belmont Bowls Club, sun shining, greens perfect. And many of the world's best bowlers here on show. Some of which we're bringing to you on our live stream. What a great shot, Mason Bayliss. Just sits at jack high, unfortunately, but still a good bowl. Gives Brent Rayner a good look at it. Wants the inside. Unfortunately, he's just got the outside. Makes it a little bit harder for them. Mason can get to the front of his own and make it real tough. Especially with the Tim Crimey bowl a metre past. Not with that one. Not much of a correction required here. Needs to hold. Edge of the first one. Yeah, he'd open it up. Hasn't got the shot, but he's made it better.
What an amazing result. A little bit better than that.
Yeah, he's made it better for his third. Rob McMullen will want to close this down. Get on the jack, tuck it away, or sit the Brent Rayner bowl. Just needed a couple of feet away.
Stick with the backhand draws, the easiest way to go here.
Yeah, I think you can play it with confidence. There's no damage, no real danger if you're 2 feet over. You're down already. Give your bowl a chance. A draw or 2 feet over. Anything in that vicinity. And Flapper gets 2 bowls out as we hear a big roar. Oh, he got enough of it. Well played, Caleb. He's put it to a tricky spot too. Backhand up through the Mason Bayliss bowl, the Brisbane Essendon bowl.
Oh,
Gary
my
Kelly pots the
goodness
jack.
me. What a player.
Oh, it's got it through the gap. That is so unlucky. Rog McMullen could not have played that any better, really. Played it with good weight, just got unlucky. It's their own bowl on the way in. You got the friendly side of that. See if John Roberts will give us an indication of how many. Just the one to Bundy. But unfortunately for Jared, the bowls on the way in are not his own. They're all Bundoora bowls. He's looking for that white one. The white one's Tim Cromie. If he gets it the right spot. Oh, it's another one. They've got what they wanted, but just didn't get the right part of it. The further you got to turn a bowl up, the harder it is, because the more important it is you get the right part of it. Because if you get it slightly off centre, the further it has to travel, the further off centre it will go. Got all his own bowls on the way in.
Just has to turn one of them. Yep.
Yep, that's one of them. Does he play something similar? Through the hole. Try and land the last bowl. Got a couple of catches there. Or do you see something else, Sammy?
Yeah, play enough to let it move a little bit. You might get a couple of bowls moving out of the head. Get the wide one back into the jack. And jack all the way through. Just whether it's getting past Simmy's.
It's not an easy shot, whatever he elects, is it?
No, they got everything past the jack if you can get it moving.
I'd love it to go the other way, to the left of screen. He'd make a big number. Electing for a similar shot.
Asking for it to move.
Gives Corey an opportunity to get most of what they dropped back. Important for Bundy that he adds.
How are we going?
Don't know if it'll get down enough. Yeah, he got back to the bowl. I think he is enough. Got 3 of the 4 back. Ben Simmons tuning in. Yeah, big weekend of bowls for me, Benny. Commentate Friday night. We played a twilight last night in a marathon match. Went forever. And now at the beautiful Belmont. Rink next door to us, Sammy, yesterday had 8, maybe 9 dead ends. And somehow we finished 15 minutes later than them. It was a slow old game. But a tight old game. We won by 2 in the end over rivals Mitcham.
Who?
Mitcham. They put up a very good fight. There's always been a good rivalry between Yarra Glen and Mitcham. Dates back to Yarra Glen beating them by 2 shots in a Division 1 grand final. And probably before then even where we had a couple of families. The Simmons family and the Pope family, who were Yarra Glen bowlers and went to Mitcham for a little while until Yarra Glen came into the metro area. So it's a good, healthy rivalry, Yarra Glen and Mitcham. It was played in really good spirits yesterday. Tim Cramey on the jack. They were second, we were 4th. They're still second and we're still 4th. Yeah, that's a good place there. Good place to finish. It's past the jack. Jack, don't think it's going to go forward. Not the way it's shaping up at the moment. Looks like the Gary Kelly rink doing the damage at the moment, Sammy. 9-2 up on Ant Flapper. That's the difference in the match at the moment. The other 3 rinks are all very tight. Mason Bayliss, want to get back to that last bowl of Brent Rayner's. Cover and count. Turns another one of theirs up. Oh, not quite enough.
I'd say from the mat, that's not going to look great, apart from the fact that there's nothing up the centre line apart from the shot bowl and the jack.
Big weight, are we thinking, Sammy? Straight through the middle.
It's going to be the go, doesn't it? I don't see them. They say just want to build up and get more second shots, but I don't see how they can improve there to get them shot unless they were to load up on the backhand side where it's going to pop.
They're playing weight.
Very close here.
Needs to hang. Opens it up a bit more.
Gives them a way better look at it. Gives them a couple more options as well. It's a pretty good shot.
They do have everything past the jack. Essendon doesn't have a bowl past the jack. Essendon not worrying about it at this stage, just asking them to draw another shot. Rob McMullen. Yes, David, unfortunately Jack does go forward sometimes, but more chance going back. Beats this bowl, it's very good. Yeah, that's excellent. That's 3, gives him a bowl past. Don't think we're going to see quite as much weight here now. Need something close. Just getting the wrong part of that bowl. If he'd got it in the guts, would have been worse. Being an Essendon bowl.
Who was that? You didn't hear it, did you?
Oh, I did hear something, but I let it slide.
I just wanted to know who it was.
Not sure.
It's a lie. It's not a tighter line, doesn't it?
It is. Plenty of room to count, though. Under that bowl is in. Yeah, he's in.
Well, it takes away any angle for Corey to search on the back end.
Johnny Roberts is going to indicate how many.
Is he playing to look something to pop the jack? Or he's
4.
He's got to go. He's got to go the pack and try
He's
and
got
get some
to.
bowls out, doesn't he?
He doesn't have a clear path to draw.
No.
He's got to hit it. Even if he gets 2 out, he halves it.
It's not a bad
Or it's
result.
5. 5, there was one hanging down that we didn't see.
Very close here. Out of
I
bounds.
think he's more than very close. What a
He got
shot.
onto the jack to kill it.
And he's made
Stayed in.
5, I think.
Yeah, just a standard 8-shot turnaround. 5 down
Oh,
to 3 up.
3. I thought that the 2 bowls that were short might have been. Johnny Roberts has upped his saying to 4. We got any advances on 4, John? No advance on 4.
Right, so room to draw third shot. The shot's going to be tough on the back end, the way that shot bowl and second shot's lined up.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to the peg too.
It is,
so
that's the other thing. You don't want to go
can't be
anything-
wide. It's not an easy shot here. I think he'd be happy with 3rd, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Nothing too silly.
He needs to stop.
Needs to tackle to stop in time. Doesn't want to go in the ditch.
No, he should stay up, I think. Just.
Yeah, that's cutting
cut.
it fine.
Yes, he is. He's cut 1 out. So 3 to Corey, room for 4. So they picked up a 3 last end, and it looked like Essendon were well on track to get another number going this way, but Corey had something to say about that. That was shot of the match by Corey. Oh, that doesn't make... He's drawn another, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Absolutely not, unless...
Do you go big? You know him pretty well, Sam.
This is true.
You call it.
See if I can hear what he's trying to say on the way back.
Go on. Call it, Sammy. He's only going to call it because he's listening to what they say. I thought he'd
That's
use
the
his bowl's
smart
brain.
thing to do. You try and listen to what the boys are saying, and you smack the bowl through the jack or stun and run.
So he's playing swing weight on the forehand. No, he's going big. Oh, that's swing weight for him.
Unders
Another big end for the Bundy boys.
Huge shot by Corey Wedlock to open things up and then add to the count. Have a look at the
It
fourth.
was a 9-shot turnaround. They had 5 on the crossover. Corey wasn't having any part of that. Three. So Jared did cut a couple out with his first one. Two big scores.
Yeah, that's the only concern, isn't it? Numbers. Just only got a real good head developing on the rink next door. So, a 4, but it's quite a wide target.
Shortest end of the game here. Matt's brought up. Good opener here from Ben Cotter. Yeah, well played. We got the close rink here, Sammy, 9-all. Yeah, very good there.
Showing the leads opening up a little here for Bundoora. Matty Flapper's actually now 11-6 ahead. And Anthony holding 4, potentially 5. Gary's already had 1 drive and missed, so potential chance for this game just to turn around and the overall to tighten up once again.
Can he hold to the shot bowl? He's held to the shot bowl. One on front, right in the front of the jack. Puts the pressure back on Brent Rayner again.
Gary going in the rink next door. Oh.
He's hit it, and it's hit Damo De Florio's foot and ricocheted back into the ditch, but no doubt it was going to kill, so
Yeah.
dead end it shall be. There's my sausage roll.
No,
I don't remember you saying that it had to be on the stream ring.
I do. So go back and watch.
I will.
You're in trouble. You would have hoped for one after 8 ends.
I would have, but I'm still confident.
Don't get nervous.
I suffer from nerves. Yeah, good spot there, Mason. Yeah, great second shot, Brent.
That was a huge hit from Gary Kelly.
He's been known to do that before, hasn't he?
Rank number 26, if you don't mind.
Jared just standing in the way. He's moving out the way now. Yeah, 4 beautiful grass greens here. We're playing on the D green, so rinks 25, 26, 27 and 28. It's a bit like the days of Corowa when you'd play on rink 35.
How many? How many greens?
Well, they had, back in their heyday, they had 4 standard size greens and 2 doubles. So they had the equivalent of 8 bowling greens. And they used to run a big Easter Carnival up there. I would say at that point there were the equivalent of 6 screens. And on some occasions, back a long way, they double filled it. So you'd go out and play a game, and then you'd have a rest because the other half of the draw had to play. It was incredible.
Gives him another one thereabouts. Locks in Caleb Shaw bowl.
Yeah,
now.
that's the only problem.
Not a bad area, I don't think, again.
Just a
Just getting
fraction big.
a little stark. We just had that just nice arriving sort of positive draw weight.
The fact that Caleb Shaw bowl looks locked in gives Corey a little bit more confidence, doesn't it?
It does. He can play a little more confidence to get the jack right through if he wants to. Not playing super aggressive, but made sure he gave it a chance. What are you saying about coming to good spots when you miss?
Yeah, Jack could end up there.
Definitely could. And you play for your Jared because you don't really want to pop the jack. 4 bunny, you get out the forehand and look to cover.
Well, I think all of those are Bundoora bowls. I'd be splitting the 4 of them up. You can't back the Corey's not getting that. Yep, that's exactly where he's headed. If he gets under that Corey, Wedlock bowl, he's played it perfect. Yep, he's in the area.
Ends up landing it and comes to a pretty handy spot. Imagine the jack gets more sideways than all the way through. Just depends if that changes Corey's weight. I did like that speed the first time around.
The benefit is if you play the same weight, you only have to change your line. He's played it quicker.
Close up. So you get in here, the jack.
He's got the jack. Where's it going? To the Jared Davies bowl. If Jared doesn't see that and he doesn't play that,
in big
would
trouble.
have probably been 5 to Bundy. And after dropping a 3 and a 4, you wouldn't want to drop a 5.
Oh, now gives himself a chance to draw for a second.
Very important. He's got close to a yard of room. This is crucial that he draws another one. Free throw. Crucial that he draws another.
Pretty good if it stops.
It's going to land it. Just the one.
Close for the second.
Yeah. Caleb indicated 1, but maybe that's just
Rowdy, not that
positive.
silly.
Rowdy's
Rowdy, not that silly.
He's been around a while.
Don't give that away.
Regular state player, but it is 1. But at least he's taken time. He's had a look at it. Don't want to give a shot away that they don't deserve, or you don't want to miss one.
You're definitely the third who measures everything.
Yeah, it's annoying. It can be annoying, can't it? Does that annoy you?
Depends. Actually, it did yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Now that I think of it.
Thank you for that intel.
You're welcome. 32-27, the lead to Bundy. Bombers working hard to stay in touch. Gary Kelly, a big drive. The last time they tried to play that in 5 down last bowl, was able to kill it and restart. It keeps Bundy's lead intact for now.
Good opener, Ben Cotter. Perfect weight. Meter required for Tim. Super correction. Yeah, he's setting him up well.
I reckon he's absolutely smothered the jack, but he's at least had one bowl where he's able to correct more from the knot and put it in the area.
Agreed. Ben's probably had more on the jack. Tim's probably had more in the area.
Just going to pull up short, just the wind, you might have heard it just pick up a little back in towards the face of the players that they're still on the mat. This end.
If you can get back to that Ben Cotter bowl. No, it's finished in a good spot. That's where the jack will go.
A few other scores for you, TS. The Yarraville-Melbourne game went down to literally the last bowl. Last time we played out at Bendigo. Yarraville leading 60 shots to 53. That's through 61 ends, so getting towards the business end of that game. Yarraville, I reckon, have just about always been in front. Deer Park still holding a margin. Clayton finding it hard to pick up numbers across the green. 62-49 on the big board. Interesting, they've actually played more ends than the game that started half an hour before them, so there you go.
That is interesting.
And Altona, after Moonee Valley temporarily hit the front, back out to a 37-32 lead. About halfway mark of that one.
Looks like thanks to the Aaron Wilson rink there, up 18-7. Is that over Lynchy? As Rhino draws the shot and Mason Bayless sits him out. Two crackers. That's what we're used to seeing on BVTV. Brent Rayner just needs to repeat the dose. Oh, I didn't quite get down. Again, handy home. McMullen changing hands, looking to beat the Brent Rona bowl. Oh, he's done it. Well played. Sat the bowl. Made two. Got a new paddler on here, Riley Cameron, Leopold Sports. Don't know if it's going to hold. Oh, it did hold. No change. That's the bowl to beat. Finish somewhere in there. Interestingly, Sammy, Essendon going on a 12-shot run. They were 32-22 down. Big thanks to the Matty Flapper rink there, 14-6. Didn't beat him, but he's finished in a very good spot. Closer here, Caleb. Got the other hole. It's not the first time we've said holes for bowls.
Still getting over the one earlier on in the game. Chad's drive through the...
Yeah. Amazing.
Literally one bowl gap. No room either side.
Probably a mil either way, wouldn't it? A mil tighter, a mil wider. He just about runs into something. Looking to add. Bo was a big number down, and he's drawn a flat toucher on the rink next door, playing third for Anthony Flapper, as Corey just gets the wrong side of the bowl. I think he was 4 down when he dead drew that resting toucher. He's added a bit. Has he added enough?
Is it enough?
Think so. Doesn't make it any easier for Corey either. Big bowl here for Corey. Last bowl of the end. 3 down. Not going to get down. Another good end for the Bombers.
Yeah, got him going now.
4 shots.
I've never seen Mark Johnson get that up and about ever in a game of bowls. Third to Bundoora on the far rink. See that?
Yes, third for Essendon.
Essendon, sorry.
Drills a front touch. There must have been a few down. They're getting up and about here, the Bombers. If my calculations are correct, that's 16 shots in a row to Essendon.
Correct.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says Ben Hubbard. He trails that jack away and gets the shot for Bundy. They need it at the moment. Tim Cromie in the area again. Half a metre away. Ash Galoon, do I sleep? I went home, Ash, after playing the Twilight game. Had a swim in my pool just to cool myself down. Straight to bed. Up again at 7:30 to get down to the beautiful Belmont Bowls Club. All 8 Premier League teams facing off here. It's pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, Tim Cromie's leading's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, but...
He's in the area. That's all you want from a lead.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
They're underrated.
I might use that during the week.
The skips,
no midweek, but next weekend.
Yeah, the skips are the ones that do all the cool stuff. Well,
yeah.
Credit where credit's due. So even though he's now 1 down, as Ben Cotter plays a very good shot, Tim Cromie's got 2 in the area. Gives Mason Bayliss a really good look at this shot. It means he can play it with confidence. He's got all the jack. He's played it with confidence. He's trailed the jack. Well played. That's because of the cool stuff that Tim Cromie did.
It's all cool stuff.
Rayner just wants it to hang. It's a sider. He gets two looks at that. Bundy gets back on the board with a 1 to the Lucaello rink. Needless to say, they needed that. Rayner looking to make the correction. It's wide up. Played it well. Played it very well. Great correction. That's the advantage when you get 2 goes at an offline jack as opposed to Mason Bayliss only getting 1 go at it. Just trying to build the head here. Another one in there. Played it well, Rob McMullen. If he can run a bit further.
Did well. Another one in the knock-up zone.
Yep.
Maybe a few fan of the knock-up zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Stevenson, big fan of the knock-up zone, I learned last weekend at Regent Science.
Common comment, is it?
Any time he put one just 2 feet out, turn to me, don't worry, knock-up zone.
Knock-up zone. I'm a believer that people talk about, you know, you got to get past the jack and all that sort of stuff. And with a lead, for me, it's not about getting past the jack, it's about getting close. And if we expect our leads to get past the jack all the time, I'd argue that they're not actually drawing. So if they're a couple of feet short, it's absolutely still useful. Would you rather it 2 feet past? Yeah, probably. But allowing them that little bit of a license to, it's okay if you drop short, means you're attempting to draw all the time.
See plenty of heads develop where that can happen, sort of, you know, positive draw, 2 feet, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're left with everything past and not a lot in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to build your head first.
Both ways, yeah.
That's the key. Build it early, and then if you haven't got anything past after the front end plays and you're holding a couple of shots in the head, that's what your third's for. Get something past the jack or change the head up. Doesn't want to crash that one, Rob McMullen, but he's opened it up for Jared, so that's useful, and he's got the back bowl. They've got probably 3 seconds, Essendon. Caleb needs to get another one in there. Just go on a little bit. If he'd got his own bowl at that weight, it would have been very useful. Jared can play this with plenty of confidence. Forehand, 2 of his own on the way up. Jack to trail, shot bowl to sit. Close. Very close, Jared.
Knock-up zone.
That's the one, and he's turned his own up.
No way. Yeah, his own fell in.
I think he's made 1, or is it 2? 1. Well played. Corey looking to get a turn or 2 out of that blue and yellow bowl. Needs to hold around the front. Oh, just runs into it. Probably lacking 2 feet. Jared can still play this with confidence. Tim Cromie bowl on the way in. Turns the shot bowl onto the jacks. Good. If it holds.
Can't get her a slide.
Oh, it's a friendly slide.
Yeah, it falls down.
I think still only one. No change. One to measure.
I don't think he's getting back in time.
Added a bit more weight maybe than he was looking for.
It was a shelf, and it's another end. The way of the Essendon Bombers here going along nicely.
One out, measure for two.
That'll see me out. I've got to do some investigating because there's only one shot in the earlier game between the Yarrowell Footscray Dogs and the Melbourne Demons.
How many ends is that through, Sammy?
About 70 ends, so getting to the end of the game. I'm going to go check it out and introducing you to the officer's worst bowler.
Well, that'll just while the alleged officer's worst bowler comes in, we'll just keep you guessing as to who we've got. Still measuring here. Three. Big end in the end. Three shots opening this game up. So unlike Sam, I'd like to keep my job. So the officer's worst bowler wasn't available, but CEO Tony Sherwell was. Welcome in, Tone.
Very kind of you, Troy. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to BVTV. Cracking day here down in Belmont, suburb of Geelong. I think Samuel, one, he might find himself in trouble, but two, he's probably correct. Get him out of trouble just a touch.
Well, you might think I'm being kind, but I didn't say you weren't the second worst.
Tell you who's not the worst is Tim Cromie.
No, he's playing good. You know, my dad used to say to me that I was second best. He said, you're second best behind everyone else.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. I see, Mr. Stiffy. Give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah, I know. He's. I'm still tormented by the things he used to do to me. Yeah, Chris, the greens are absolutely magnificent here. The surrounds are fantastic. Belmont Bowls Club have put on a tremendous show here for us. We're very privileged.
Yeah, absolute peach of a club, and volunteers are plenty doing a terrific job, whether it's catering, behind the bar, maintaining the beautiful surrounds. Well done to all involved at Belmont Bowls Club.
Yeah, organised by Jandy Slattery, who's just walked past me, and I spoke to her earlier in the week. She said, I think we've got 40 volunteers lined up.
Yeah, well done. Not a bad response here from Benny Cotter too.
Brilliant
Just
response.
Second shot.
If you weren't going to get the shot with that bowl, that's where you'd put it.
Yeah, picture perfect leading from Tim Cromie, and good response from Ben Cotter. This is Mason Bayliss on the mat now.
So we're talking about the leading, and earlier we're saying Ben's probably landed more bowls on the jack than Tim, but Tim's outnumbered him in the head.
Yep. Yeah, both been having a pretty good battle.
Having said that, Tim has nailed it on this particular end. So I'm not sure how much you've been watching, Tone, because there's action going on aplenty, but it was 32 Bundoora, 22 Essendon. And Essendon went on a 16-shot run or a 14-shot run.
This one's quite got the trip for Brent Reiner. Line's good. Just a touch shy. Yeah, there's certainly plenty to see here. Of course, all 4 greens in action. The amount of world champions down here in Belmont today is incredible. Not to mention national, state and everything else in between. A litany of stars. Lucas Protopappas just saying his mum is the best in his family, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Just a touch through for Mace Bayliss. Brent Reiner will be looking to correct. We had 2 yards from his first. Yeah, it's a pretty good effort. 10 inches short of the jack.
Gives him 2 seconds. Less room for Rob McMullen. Rob McMullen on the backhand. On a bad track, another one passed. I think we're going to see just an arriving shot here for Caleb. If it's backhand, they're looking to sit the shot bowl. If it's forehand, they're looking to turn that Brent Reiner up onto the shot bowl. What do you think he's going to play, Tone?
I don't think he'll... Yeah, I think your second option is the one he'll play.
Yeah.
Black and white Collingwood bowls. Synonymous with the Shaw family.
Sure is.
It sure is. Needed to get around that
Couldn't help
traffic.
that.
Ding-dong battle between Melbourne and Yarraville Footscray up on A green.
Yeah, well, Sammy, the excitement machine that he is, decided he couldn't miss out on the action and he had to go up there.
Yeah. Check it all out. We've got the tunes pumping up there. Nice little respectful crowd.
You get down to that blue, not quite. Crowd of plenty here.
Yeah, there's a crowd of Essendon bowls behind this head too.
Yeah, there sure is. Which is, I think, why they're just electing to play a little conservative. Oh, they've gone the big shot now. Oh, that's not. They're not going to be happy with that.
No, call for the bowl clean. They've just got the one. Brent Reiner's in front.
Jared's going to play, even though they're holding. He's going to play a metre or two away, turn their shot bowl onto the jack, make 5, 6. Could even make 7. They're all Essendon bowls there.
Yeah.
It's one of those occasions where the team holding can afford to be more aggressive
that's right.
than the team not holding.
Don't know whether this is though. No, it gives a bit of a groan. So it comes past. The speed's actually pretty good, probably just missing the line slightly. Doesn't want to push the jack too hard.
The weight is critical on this bowl for Corey.
He's turned his back on it already.
It's just that one where he could play a good shot and be worse off, so he's just played it a little bit tentatively and understandable. Having said that, he would have been better to have missed that far past. Big bowl here for Jared.
His line a bit better.
He's close. He's got a tone.
Oh,
what a shot.
It's a lot is the answer.
I think it's 7. 6 and a measure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Corey Wedlock looking to cut this down. Go down one's okay.
Go down 2 would be okay.
Oh, he's going to find a hole.
He's going to find a hole, but he's cut it back to 5, I think.
I think this might be more. Brent Reiner's just signalled
He's
7.
7, right. What a big bowl for Jared. 5 out, 6
Definitely
out.
take that out. Now,
Yeah, he has run that bit further than I realised.
oh, yeah.
I told Johnny Roberts you might need more than the 6 paddle. That's...
We've actually got Riley Cameron out marking this game now.
We do.
Johnny Roberts and Riley have had a bit of a swap over of umpire and marker. Nice and warm
I think
out
this
there.
is measuring for 8.
Yeah, they're going to just double check this measure.
Maybe that other one, maybe the 7th one wasn't in. Whatever it is, it's huge for the Bombers. Well, there might have been a bit of daylight in that one.
Rowdy measuring again.
And a bit more daylight in that one. The 6, I think.
It is a 6 confirmed by Riley Cameron, our marker.
What a brilliant bowl by Jared Davies, set up with all those bowls past the jack.
6, a 3, a 4 and a 1. The last 4 ends for the Bombers. Such an even competition. Our BCiB Metropolitan Premier Division.
Sure is. This is what we're talking about with Tim Cromie. He's not on the jack, but he's absolutely in the area.
Yep.
Doing his job end after end after end. Big reason why they've got the lead. Jared played the bomb, but you can only do that if your front 3 are putting bowls in good areas.
Yep, absolutely. Kramer gets a little bit of help from the Ben Cotter bowl.
Under that, he was probably on the jack.
Touch on the jack, kicks it on a little further from Tim Cromie.
Okay, so we're seeing a change of tactics here. Corey want to change the game. Calling his lead Ben Cotter to run the jack in the pit. Just wants to change the game. And he's got the hole. Great effort.
Yarraville up by 2 over Melbourne with about 7 ends to go.
My goodness.
I think they had a ding-dong battle at regional round in Bendigo.
Yeah, last bowl.
Shout out to Cheryl Flapper, who's had a hip operation just before Christmas. Hopefully we see her back in action soon.
Plenty of flappers in action here.
Yeah.
Husband, daughter, brother-in-law. Good bowl, Brent Rayner. Helps set the head up for Bundy. That's what they need, bowls in the head.
Very handy bowler, Brent Rayner.
Yeah, he's very good at putting bowls in the head for you.
Yep.
That's what you want from your second.
Might have won a state triples title last year, I think, from memory.
Or was it the year before?
Could have been the year before.
I think it might have been the year before.
You'd probably be right. Your memory's definitely better than mine.
No, not always. was with the Kyabram boys, was it not?
With the Cartwrights, yes. Of course, Josh and David.
Change of hands. Looking to sit the bowl. Trailer Jack. It's got the Jack. Well played.
Did he kick it too far, or did he stay with?
No, he stayed with it. So Mason Bayless bowl there is in a very good home, but Rhino was able to stay with the Jack.
Yep. Nice reward for 2 good bowls.
Yes. Rob McMullen's still got a nice little shot on here. Confident draw. Tuck the Jack around the corners, up the optimal. Needs to run on that track. Love the line. Gives him another good second. Caleb will be looking to get in first. Eight-shot hit lead here at the moment to Essendon. Belmont Bowls Club. Second of our regional round matches. Important game for both teams here. Sitting 6th and 7th on the table respectively. Both within the hunt for finals.
You can follow along all these scores on BowlsLink. All matches being scored end by end, and I can tell you the rink of Matty Bouse for Deer Park against Todd Simmons of Clayton is finished. 36-9 to Matty Bouse of Deer Park.
Wow. Finished, and they were the
21 ends are done. Yeah.
Second game to start.
Yep.
We had a rink yesterday, Tone, who finished, and there was 18 ends left on the big board when they finished.
Wow.
And given the heat, I was very jealous of them.
I can imagine.
We finished about an hour and a half later than them. If it holds, he's called it 2. What a shot. Makes 2.
Out Brent Reiner's bowl for a couple. Well played.
Makes that Caleb Shaw bowl. He did touch the Jack and finish past. Gives him reward for that because that's the best bowl they've got now. That's where the Jack will go. He's playing it with more. It's a Bundoora bowl coming up.
Scoots on through. No harm, no foul.
Gives him another one to work with, though. Another one waiting.
So that match looks like it'll go the way of Deer Park over Clayton. Still got about 12 ends to go, so you never know.
That's just about in front of the game that started before them. Started about half an hour before.
Yep, and Altona leading by about 9 over Moonee Valley. And we'd say about 30 ends to go in that one. So plenty still to watch. If you can get anywhere near Belmont Bowls Club in Geelong, come on down, have a look. Certainly get to see the end of this one. This is not.
Takes a bowl out but finishes in a good home.
Yeah, I think he goes from holding 2 to holding 1.
Yeah, but gives him a catcher.
Yeah.
Very close here, Corey Wedlock.
Shouts have come on now.
What a shot. Peach. Doesn't even move the Jack.
Heels it out clean. Holding 1. Thank you very much, Riley Cameron. Mark Cross asking on Facebook, who does young Tyson Cromie bowl for? Tyson bowls at Ocean Grove. He's the bowls coordinator down there, working under the tutelage of the one and only Matty Flapper. So he bowls down there. Of course, his brother, Kobe Cromie, is out here for Essendon. And his father, Tim Cromie, is in the rink we're watching. So Cromie's everywhere as Jared Davies goes down just to have a look at what the options are.
The fact that he's bowled past the Jack, his first one, gives him that little bit of extra confidence if he does move the Jack. But if he can sit the bowl and just get a little piece of the Jack, he could nearly make 3.
Still got to be just over draw weight, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't want to overplay it.
Yeah, doesn't have the back, so.
No.
Needs to get down.
Not
It's
far
coming.
away.
He
Oh.
played it with sensational weight.
Yeah, really good effort. Class of Corey Wedlock able to take shot. Jared Davies within a whisker, getting it back.
Which he needed to do. Having dropped 14 shots in the last 4 ends. Very important they get the mat, change the length, get the game going on there.
Can Corey get another one in? Track's good. Does it have the speed? Just going to pull up a touch shy. Still, they stem the flow. Two teen ends are gone.
We've got the speedy one here today. Normally we're quite good at getting the last rink, but at the moment...
Jared Davies loves a run at things. You'd think there'd be a few dead ends, a few killed ends.
We've had none so far.
Yeah, bit of a surprise today.
Last time I was on commentary with Sammy, Deer Park, and we had a little wager of a sausage roll, and he won it because there was no dead ends, and we've gone the replay on it, and 13 ends, he's got me again. He's going to send me poor at this rate.
Have you paid up? That's the
yes, I
question.
did.
Oh, there you go.
I gave him 1.5 just to keep him happy. To be fair, I had the other half.
I thought it might have been a down payment on your next bet. Such is the confidence.
No, it was kind of, I'll give him 1.5 because I'd like the other half.
Yeah, fair enough too. Yeah, Mark Cross on Facebook just saying Tyson is an outstanding young man. He certainly is. Hell of a bowler. I've got a feeling he's in the semi-finals of the region singles, which they've had to postpone.
Due to today's match or
I don't know
something
whether
else?
it's today's match or, look, it could well have been. I think it might have been a player away, and then with a match like this on, obviously everybody wants to come down and either watch or be a part of it. So well done to Geelong Bowls region for pausing the men's. I'd like to have seen the women's paused as well, but nonetheless, hopefully they get down here after their games are finished.
Yeah, we've still got a potentially 2 hours of action here. Maybe an hour and a half. Unsure, Marianne, what Jared is using, but yes, there's a bit of turn, but all the bowls are turning, particularly on that side of the green, as is the quality of the green that Belmont has prepared for us. They're all turning a bit on that side. I think Tony's going to go and do some investigations for us. Pretty good track here from Mason. Sit that bowl, he'll be happy. Gets shot back for Essendon.
Marianne asking about Jared Davies' bowls. I just checked with his father. They are hence light XGs.
Hence light XG.
Yeah.
I had a feeling they were, but I didn't want to give it misinformation. But as I was saying, everything particularly on that side of the green is really turning. Bit of breeze coming across that way, but it's really testament to the quality of the green they've prepared here.
Yeah, not wrong. Absolute pleasure to look at, and I'm sure it is to play on. Bombers certainly enjoying it. They lead 49-40 over Bundoora.
I'm just going to change that on you now, Tone.
Well, typical.
Luke Yellow Rink picked up a 1.
There we go. So Bombers leading 49-41. We've played 47 of 84 ends here at Belmont Bowls Club. BCiB Metropolitan Premier Division. Mason Bayliss with another
2 rippers.
absolute beauty. Of course, heartfelt thanks to both Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club, who help us power the stream. Bring you pictures from all the fantastic games.
Best thing I liked about that was it's probably Tim Cramey's worst end of the game, and Mason Bayliss draws 2 shots. It's exactly what you want from a good second.
Yep, spot on.
Ben MacArthur's done something good on the end, Rink.
He shouts an awesome Macca. What about effort here from Caleb Shaw too? The line is pretty much spot on.
Gives him another bowl in the head.
Now, Troy, this is what I love about calling BV games. There's some very smart people listening. And someone has just texted me and said Tyson Cramey's overplaying the Burnside Pairs as a jackaroo. So, hence the semi-finals of the region singles has been postponed.
This is true. When we went and visited Ocean Grove the other day.
We did.
And they did tell us that he departed, I think, that morning. That was Wednesday. But, of course, that escaped my mind.
Thank you very much to Barb Gilbert for alerting us to that. And I hope you're well. I owe you a phone call.
Sits that, falls in front of the jack. Well played, Rob McMullen. Doesn't make it any easier.
A very, very good player. Reddy McMullen, one of Tasmania's finest.
Won a national singles only a few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember watching that final on the stream, and he was outstanding.
Yeah, sure is.
Speaking of Shaw.
Jack through, it's a sure thing. Jack out of bounds.
And so is my sausage roll. You know what's going to happen,
Sammy
though?
owes you one.
Sammy's going to come back and say, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Yes, correct.
So we've got it on the record. And if he doesn't believe me, I will be playing it back.
Time stamp this one.
Yeah.
Nice hit there from Caleb Shaw. Wasn't crazy weight, just concentrate on the accuracy and done it very well. So a little conference here from the Bundoora boys, just trying to work out.
So it was a 1 to Ben
They want to
MacArthur.
play. There's a lot of noise for a 1.
Maybe he was a
Presume they were
number
a few
down,
down
though.
and-
Yeah. Or sometimes, you know, if it's a really tough shot,
Yep. Looks to me like Beau Prideaux and Jared Davies might be having a bit of a competition as to who's got the biggest hair. Beau Prideaux's got the hat on, but there's a fair chunk of hair coming out the back.
there is.
Jared Davies has got it going everywhere. Someone who's a little bit follically challenged, I am quite jealous.
Longest end of the match. Bundoora stretching it out, which they needed to do. Need to change the length, change the trajectory of the match. Just overplayed it, but it is the longest end, so give him a settler and then he'll probably put his next one right on.
You're over up by 6 shots with about 4 ends to go. And of course, is against Melbourne up on green A.
How's that for first time on this length, and Tim Cramey just goes bang.
Yeah, no problem at all. I can do that. Put it wherever you like. It's a nice bit of noise from the Moonee Valley Altona matches behind us as well.
Two bowls past the jack. Gives Tim another free hit at it.
Deer Park up by about 20 with 4 ends to go in their match against Clayton.
If he stays on, he's good. It's
Will it
very
stop?
close. It's going to stop. One on.
Yep.
And the back bowl.
Credit to the greenkeeper here. These greens are very, very good.
They tell me all the greens in Geelong that the gentleman, and his name escapes me, but who does the greens here, all the ones that he does are fantastic. Brent Rayner. Well played. Gets the shot. Mason Bayliss, left-hander.
Crazy left-handers.
Left-hander, left-thinking. Being one yourself, Tone.
I am. Can't quite manage to put him down like Mason Bayliss, though. Nice bowl.
Great shot. I can't either, so maybe I should try my left hand.
Could be helpful. Marianne Hargrove's asking if you played out at Lilydale or somewhere else. Well, he used to, but he's banned from all the clubs out in the outer east now.
Charming. Yeah, I spent 6 years coaching at Lilydale.
Yep.
I'm now back at Yarra Glen, where I spent 7 years coaching. Enjoying just playing now. Well, I'm not sure my teammates are enjoying me playing, but
Yeah,
I'm enjoying their company.
it's in the eye of the beholder.
That's it.
Is that because they're down the other end?
No, I'm not skipping.
Oh, you're not even skipping?
No,
Yeah.
no, playing third.
You're just having a rest, eh? Gee, it's
I'm
an easy life.
enjoying playing with Bo Simmons,
Oh, yeah.
who's been playing a little while but hasn't had a lot of Division 1 skipping experience. Skipped last year, skipped very well, but just enjoying helping him and chatting shots and all that sort of stuff. So I'm probably not putting a lot of bowls in there for him. I apologise for that, but hopefully I'm helping him out with
Yeah, he said that.
setting up the head.
He called me and said that.
Yeah.
Keisha try to put some bowls in the head.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Mason Bayliss has done just that. He's got 2 at the moment for Essendon. No, there's not normally anything wrong with left-handers, Marianne, unless you bowl like myself as a lefty.
I played juniors for Victoria, 1997, 5-a-side. I was the only right-hander in the team.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Who'd you have? Mark Casey?
Mark Casey.
Trying to think of who else was a junior back in those days.
2 of them are here today.
Luke Alak? No?
No. 2 of them are here today. That's probably why you picked Luke, but no.
And he's a lefty.
Yep. Don't know if he wanted to do that.
No. He might have got away with it, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Be back to 1 down, I don't. Yeah, likely. 2 lefties of about the age 30.
Well, you're very kind. Definitely not 30.
Which teams?
Both in their 40s. One's playing on the top green and one's playing on the second green.
T. Simmons.
Yes.
And on the top green as a lefty.
Been a good bowler for a long time.
Brett Spur,
Brett
of course.
Spur.
Yes.
And the 5th one doesn't bowl anymore. He was the youngest of the team. I think he was maybe 13 at the time.
It's a fair effort.
Joel Simmons.
I know Joel. Went to uni with Joel.
Did you?
Mm.
Ah.
I was mature age, I might add.
Nice guy, Joel.
Yeah, he's a ripper.
Played a fair bit with Joel at Yarra Glen. Joel and his father, John.
Yep.
Fortunately, John no longer with us. It was very sad. He was
That was only
he was a
year or
gun.
2 ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He was a gun, Johnny Simmons. Lost
so,
count how many club singles he won. Him and Joel won a state pairs together. I think they may have won a state fours too.
So Essendon's still holding 1 here. Skippers on their way to the mat.
Gary Kelly trailing the jack, going with it, holding 1. Still anyone's game, 7 shots. It's only 1 or 2 good ends. Corey wanting to sit or trail. Probably just cutting under. But draw weight.
Spot on.
Spot on if he's drawing. Wants a little more if he's sitting.
Yarraville v Melbourne, all square, 2 ends to play.
My goodness.
Almost a carbon copy of their regional round match in Bendigo earlier this season.
I actually found that one hard to tip when I was doing my tips. I did for Yarraville, but with not a lot of confidence. And the same with this game, I erred for Essendon, but again with not a lot of confidence. And that's no offence to those 2 teams. It's more about their opposition.
Yeah, just one that could go either way.
Jared got the 2 Essendon bowls on the way up here. Just doesn't want to move that jack though. Turns out or gets past. Yeah, he's finished in a good spot there.
Don't know if it gets him for second shot.
Possibly not, but it splits the Corey, Wedlock and Ben Cotter bowl. So I think that's probably what he was trying to do on that forehand. We're going to see weight here.
Speaking of tipsters, Mickey West's in the comments. Great day at Belmont. He's saying go Bombers. Here we go, Corey Wedlock.
Can he get down?
Found a hole.
1 to Essendon and the measure.
Riley Cameron doing a terrific job paddling this match.
Jared Davies had a drive on about the 3rd end tone, and we showed it on the replay in slow-mo. And there definitely wasn't a centimetre either side that he could have missed, and he went straight through the hole. I don't reckon there was half a centimetre either side. Probably see a change of hands here. Turn that Mason Bayliss bowl down, it would count or beat it. Beat the Brent Rayner bowl.
How's he going, Troy?
Don't think he's quite got the weight. He's on a perfect track. Maybe a bit tentative.
Yeah, a little bit chicken, as they say.
Matty Flapper picks up a 3. Takes him to a 17-9 lead.
Measuring for second shot here on our streamed rink. McMullen down doing the measuring duties.
Can hear a bit of noise from the valley. They might be just starting to peg it back against Altona. Brad Orr also picks one up for the Bombers on the far rink. Gets in within 1.
It looked like 2 shots to the Bombers. 55-42. We've played 50 of our 84 ends. Johnny Roberts, our ITO, is out measuring 1 rink over. Keep you posted on that result. 55-42, a 13-shot margin, 51 of 84 ends done here at Belmont Bowls Club. The BCiB Metropolitan Premier Division playing regional round in Geelong.
Essendon going back to the shorter length. That's held them in good stead this game. That's where they picked up their few numbers.
What's your stance as a skipper? I know you were just saying you're not a skipper this season, Troy, but when you are, do you roll to the length that suits your lead to get on it first, or something your overall team's comfortable with?
Generally, I'll have a plan, but it won't be lead-based. It'll be rink-based. Just what the rink feels is best, and if we're in trouble, that's the length we go back to.
Yep.
having said that, you've got to be able to adjust that and not expect that that's going to be the length that's going to work for you every day. So you've got to be prepared to play any length and play what the day presents, but always just having that backup plan if you're really struggling or really in trouble. This is our backup plan that we go to.
Yep.
But you don't necessarily need to start with it. You've just got it in your pocket if you need it. But just analysing the day and going with what works. I would say, like in our rink, for example, generally we've opted to play more of the shorter length. But for whatever reason, yesterday it was better for us on the longer length.
Yep. Played a twilight match, I think, didn't you, yesterday against
We
Mitcham?
did, yeah. It was. We got a big lead on them. We led about close to 20, I reckon, and they pegged it back, and we played the last 10, we were 5 in front. So it went down to the wire. We managed to sneak away, but only just 2 shots.
They're a slightly different team to what you lined up against first time around this season.
They are, but they've got a lot of players
A lot of depth there.
that have been at Mitcham and in and amongst their Division 1 side for a very long time. So the people that came in to replace the ones that left did a very
Still
good
pretty
job.
strong, yeah.
The rink we played is the best rink I've played all season.
Okay.
The best front end I've played for a while. Both had blue bowls and they were annoying blue bowls.
Compliments to them. And their annoying blue balls. We're waiting for an update from Sammy, who's out on the far green watching Yarraville take on Melbourne.
He's too excited watching
Yeah.
to text you.
Just a reminder, they're all square with 2 ends to play, so Sammy's down there. Just text him and see if we can't snag ourselves an update.
Into a slight breeze going this way. Generally a little harder into the wind than with it.
Ooh, I just caught the tail end of that, but it looked like Brad Orr's rink may have just picked up a 5.
Well, they were on 9 and now they're on 13. So yeah, it's a handy 4.
Certainly is. Bit of a loose head this way.
Loosest head for the game. Spent Rona probably drew the shot.
Yeah, Craig Mills was 3 down and killed the end, so still 2 ends to play.
That's probably
Out
why
on
we
the
haven't
match.
had an update.
Yarraville v Melbourne.
2 rinks still going or 1?
That's a good question.
We can check that on Bowls Link. Keeps us updated through our digital scoring.
How fantastic is Bowlsley?
Yeah, it gives you a lot of information.
Yeah, both ends for Craig Mills v Jake Rinn.
Right, as Rob McMullen turns Tim Cromie's bowl up onto the jack for 1. I think Caleb Shaw will arrive here. Yard of weight. He's got his own bowl on the way in. Sit the shot bowl, trail the jack. Got a good catcher as well. He's got the front bowl up, depends what angle he gets on it. Just got a little too much of it.
Yeah, still had a little bit of pace with it.
Yeah, it's a big lead here now for the Bombers. Holding ascendancy on 3 of the 4 rinks. It's really important for Bundy that they get going. Still 30-something ends, so plenty of ends, but they'd want to get going sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Bundy's sort of getting to that stage where they really need to pick up a big end. A big score. Speaking of big scores, Barnesy in the comments says he's watching the women's pairs at Strzelecki this morning. 8-all after 2 ends.
It's
Have
big
you ever
scores.
seen that? Quite serious question. Have you ever seen that anyway? 8-all
Oh,
after
hang on.
2
8
ends.
all after 2.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
never done.
I have seen in a final, we were playing a final, Yarra Glen versus Layla, for whoever wins goes up in the Premier Division. Matthew Crichton picked up an 8 on the first end of the match. We won by 8 overall. Great shot, Jared Davies. There's an iconic photo with Matty standing there. Yarra Glen 8, one end. It's a pretty cool photo.
It is. So Bombers holding a couple.
It's nice to reminisce like that when
you're on the right side of the ledger, yes.
Yeah, and when you're on the wrong side of your playing career.
But 8 all after 2 ends. That is amazing. Thank you for the share.
That is amazing.
Righto, back to action here. Corey Wedlock. Couple down, 2 bowls to come. His first is on its way.
He's got the... I thought he was going to get the right piece of that. They do, you talk about luck and results and things in the game. Generally, when you have more bowls in the head and more bowls in good areas, you generally get more good luck. Not always, but generally.
Just a little cover and count in behind, a foot or 2 behind.
Can't quite see it, but it is just going to finish, 2 feet past. Covering a Bundy bowl. Bundy Flapper picking up another 2. Important bowl for Corey Wedlock. Oh, just won't let go. There's a bit of breeze across there. And it's 2 more to the Bombers. Got in trouble from Rob McMullen earlier in the season because he asked the question if I ever tip Essendon. So I tipped them for the next 2 weeks and they lost. And I went off them. And I saw him before the game today. And I said to him, I've tipped you. And every time I tip you, you lose.
Yeah, right.
I said, so I'm expecting a turnaround. And at the moment, he's delivered good on his promise.
He certainly has. This Rink being the difference, 27-10.
Tim Cromie opening bowl again. Setting it up end after end. He's definitely had the better of this leaders battle. Ben Cotter started very well, but since the first few ends, Tim Cromie has put him under the pump.
It looks effortless as well. Tim Cromie.
Probably the pedigree of where his 2 boys get it from.
Yeah. He's had his health challenges over years, Tim Cromie, but a heck of a bowler. Probably stopped him from getting some of the success he would have if he was able to get out there and bowl more often.
Good shot from Ben Cotter, but still 1 and a measure.
A bit more pepper on this one from Mace Bayless.
Not going to go astray when you got 2 near the jag.
No, some coverage in behind.
Pretty good weight here. Very good weight.
It's like a pick up to Bundoora on the Gary Kelly rink. Don't know if it was 2 or 3. But we shall find out shortly.
It was a 2.
Do it.
2, Richie.
16-4 the lead, Gary Kelly over Ant Flapper.
Just keeping the Bundy boys slightly in it.
Yep.
Change of hands with that bowl in the way. Just overplayed. He hasn't played too many on that side. He's mainly stuck to the wider hand. Jeff and Coralie tuning in from Tassie. Great to have you on board.
There's a few Tassie players over here, so they've got a bit to keep their eye on.
They
Obviously,
do.
Man on the map.
They do. Their son plays in Melbourne at Glenroy. Josh Walker-Davis.
Oh, Speedy.
Let's turn their own bowl up for 3 or 2 and a look.
Riley Cameron now. Marco doing a terrific job.
Yeah, he's keeping us updated. He's got a better view of the head than we do.
Yep.
No real target there, unfortunately, for Bundy. Not an easy shot. It's easier for Essendon to count on the forehand, but I don't think they can play it because they don't want to fatten this head up. It's a very, very tough shot as it is. They are playing forehand. They'll be getting to the back, I would suggest. Yeah, a couple of away bowls there. Done it well, Rowdy.
Oh, I saw Caleb have a dip with his first. Having a go
Got
again.
something. What a
Jacks
terrific
out of
hit.
bounds.
No target, one bowl to hit. Played it perfect.
No doubt about the sausage roll now.
That's 2. That's double.
Although Sammy's still not in, so he can hit you with the same logic.
At least it gives me 2 opportunities to find it, as we can always replay these games.
Speak of the devil, he is just giving me an update on that Yarraville-Melbourne match. The Dogs are up by 1.
With
Last end.
1 to play.
Just starting the last end now. So
And that's the Craig Mills versus
Jake Rinn.
Rink.
Jake Rinn was playing amazing bowls earlier too. A real good battle between those two. Both fly-in players, although Millsy is a full member at Yarraville Footscray course, but flies in from South Australia, and Jake Rinn flies down from Queensland.
Yep.
Part of a very, very strong
There you go. I thought
Premier Division.
Jake was from New South Wales, so
Well,
got that wrong.
you've got me somewhat doubting myself, but I'd place a sausage roll on it that he's Queensland. Put it that way.
I've got one to play with. Another great opener by Tim Cromie.
Blue. Benny Cotter. He's a very, very good draw bowler, Benny Cotter. I think what we're seeing here is, as good as he is, he's finding a little bit of pressure from Tim Cromie, who's perhaps been just that touch more consistent.
Yeah, he's played an outstanding game, Tim.
Yeah, 2 lovely bowls.
Well played.
Yeah, Sammy just reminding us that there's big ramifications on the ladder. That Dogs and Melbourne match. If the Dogs can get up, really opens up the top 4. Puts the Doggies in a good spot in the top 2. So plenty to play for.
Yeah, Deer Park have sort of broken away slightly, and Yarraville are hot on their heels.
Yep.
And first and second, the way our final structure works is the same. It gives you the double chance. So it is an important game with only 4 rounds left after this one.
Yeah, not wrong. Still a big if. There's only 1 shot in it. It's the last end to play. But if Yarraville Footscray can win, they'll go to 8 and 2. Melbourne will go to 4 and 5. Of course, if Melbourne can get it, they'll be equal third on the ladder. Such is the congestion.
See that wind just cutting that bowl across the head.
You'll probably hear that in our effects mic. It's just kicked up a touch. It's actually a nice breeze.
It's cool. It's a cool breeze. Yeah. Very warm here.
Quite warm down here, yeah.
Beautiful though, especially under this marquee. I spent the day out in the sun, well, the afternoon out in the sun yesterday, so it's nice to be in the shade.
Had my parents-in-law wedding anniversary last night, so shout out to them, 56 years married.
Wow, 56.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Had them over for dinner.
Beautiful. My folks celebrated 50 years grand final weekend.
Well done to them.
Particularly putting up with me. That would have put a test on the marriage, I reckon.
Well, given you're the second best. Yeah, nice bowl, Mason Bayliss.
Well played.
And Lynn Jaffray and James Darby, thank you very much, confirming Jake Green is from Queensland, so a sausage roll you owe me.
I'm going to play that back, and at no point did I agree to the bet.
That's a good point. I don't owe you a sausage roll, so it's like you owe me one. Right?
Oh, very close, Brent Rayner.
Yeah. He's been pretty good, Brent Rayner. He hasn't really, even then, like, he's a bit stiff because he knocks up the shot bowl, but tell you what, he's not far away.
No, and that's what we were saying before, though. If you outnumber in the head, you get more of those results. If that's a Ben Cotter bowl, happy days.
Shows the value of having a lead who's all over it.
Yeah. That's what our opposition did yesterday. The leader was outstanding.
Brad Pavey over there in the crowd.
Doesn't want to fatten it up.
Oh, not hard.
Oh, he did a little worse than that. He's unlucky.
Yeah.
If he gets round that with that weight, he would have beaten that bowl that the Jack's gone to.
Could have jammed the Jack in there, but just got the wrong side.
Yeah, 2 shots.
2 down.
Given them more than they deserve. Maybe I already had that on the board.
21-9 after 14.
I did. I put it on twice.
He's very good, Matt Flapper, but I don't think he can have scores twice.
Pick up 2 twos in one end.
Yeah, good comeback, Rob McMullen.
Not the ballet style either of 2-2.
2-2. 2 shots to Essendon so far. Caleb Shaw playing with weight.
Got it again.
And it's out of bounds. We will set him up again.
He's killed it 2 in a row. Speaking of killing ends, Luke Aiello's done the same. That's 3 sausage rolls now.
Don't know whether that was the bet with Sammy, was it?
No, it wasn't.
I'd be very keen to ask him.
And clearly I don't need 3 sausage rolls either.
So they've just rolled the last couple of bowls back. They're going to change ends. There's still some grins on quite a few of these players' faces. Like Brent Reiner's that kind of guy, isn't he? He's really without a grin.
Joy's life.
And why wouldn't you? Playing bowls with your mates at a very good level.
With world champions.
It's an easy day.
Yeah, apart from when you're 27 to 10 down, it's not as easy.
Yeah, that does make it hard. 6 ends to play.
Look at Tim Cromie again. Touch on the jack. Oh, just missed it, but great opening bowl.
Well, we saw him in a Vic Open singles final like 2 or 3 years ago. Hell of a draw bowler.
Yeah. Good reply, Ben Cotter. Been a good rink performance here from the Essendon boys. Obviously led up well by Tim Cromie, but backed up with Mason Bayliss and Rob McMullen doing their job, and a couple of big bowls by Jared Davies that shot the score out to what it is.
Yeah, they all contributed.
Yeah.
Clayton Deer Park is all over Troy Boy. Deer Park running out winners 87-64. Clayton picking up 2 rinks, so 14-4 to Deer Park. Yarraville Footscray Melbourne is still on that last end. Yarraville leading by a shot.
That Deer Park Clayton game starting 30 minutes before, but obviously a few dead ends on the Yarraville game, and generally when it's tight like that, a little bit of extra time and thought goes into shots to be played.
Yep.
Under this is good. Got a friendly little touch. When it's going with you, it's going with you.
Yep.
Wasn't a bad bowl though.
It looks like Moody Valley is leading Altona by a couple.
Altona had led pretty much up until that point. Well, certainly the scores we'd been seeing.
Yep. And looks like about 16 ends to go.
Someone from Altona's just played a cracker though. I just heard the Altona boys cheering out. Gary Kelly picking up a 3. Goes out to a 19-4 lead.
Make that one shot with 17 ends to play in Moonee Valley Altona's match. Back to action here. 58 of 84 ends gone. Essendon up 66-48.
And Brad Orr picking up a big score. That looks like 18 to 10 over there.
Well, Bundoora is going to have to get their skates on here.
That Brad Orr Rink picking up 10 shots in the last 4 ends. I think it's an 18, not a 16, isn't it, Tony?
It is an 18-10 after 16 ends on the Brad Orr, Benny MacArthur Rink.
Yeah, they're certainly ascending their domination at the moment. Bundy boys under pressure again on this head. Not a lot to play, dude.
Just got the result in. Oh, another kill down next door on
Will Collarholt
Kelly.
for Bundoora.
Just got that score in from Melbourne v Yarraville.
Oh, drum roll.
Dogs were up by 1 last end.
They were.
They hang on. They picked up a single just hanging on to it, so they get home by 2.
Oof, my
Puts
tip.
them in a very strong position.
My tip
Second
is
on the ladder.
secure.
Your tip is secure.
Bit lucky. Pretty good bowl here, Rob McMullen. Just past, good home. Still another tough shot for Caleb. Get the right piece of that, as he does. He might have made 2. He has. Not a real clap because they felt it was a bit fortunate, but that's how the Mason Bayless bowl got there too, so it was a good shot.
It does happen, doesn't it?
That
This
was
level,
one.
you
Yeah.
don't see anybody skiding about it. It's
No, it was one of the options though, that.
yeah, it was. It was.
I think we're going to see a little bit of weight here from Jared. Open this head up. There's a little bit in the way for him here. Just swing weight on the backhand. Needs to hold.
Oh,
Well, speaking of fortune, that's a fortune of about 4, I think. And again, no real cheering for that.
Jared Davies just covering his face with his hand at the moment.
4 it
He
is.
knows that was very, very fortunate.
Good track by Corey.
The bowl's God
no.
giveth, and they taketh away.
Yeah, that was probably a little crueler. It was more offline and bigger reward.
Easy game.
Something like that.
If you can't tuck this jacket, cover it up a little.
Something like this. Doesn't want it to go too far though. Made it harder, but probably reduced the count.
Yep. I think in this sort of end,
Back to 2 and a
fair.
measure.
Riley Cameron being an absolute superstar paddler.
Yes, he's giving us absolutely fantastic information.
Corey Wedlock just wanted to double check a couple of things.
There's a bowl that's blocking his path, and unfortunately for him, it's an Essendon bowl. They do have the back though.
Yep.
If you can get that onto the jack or stun and run. It's the only shot he's got on.
Not too far away.
Going to get the wrong piece of it.
No.
So it's going to be a 2. Then going to look at the third one.
Brent Ryan's already said he thinks it's only 2, but they are going to measure. So while they do that, Sam, I'll let you think of your strategy of getting a sausage roll out of Sammy.
Oh, he's 3 dead ends, Samuel.
And Troy's expecting you to say, well, I wasn't here, so I didn't see it. So he's got them time-stamped. Enjoy the rest of the call, boys.
Thank you for joining us. Tony Sherwell, BV CEO. Or he draws another. I think he's holding at least 3 over there on the far rink. Ben MacArthur 1 bowl to play. Lead starting to really push out. $29.10 on this stream rink. Essendon versus Bundoora. Round 10, Premier Division, BCiB. at the Belmont Bowls Club. Important with Tim Cramey missing that Ben Cotter nails it. Done it pretty well.
I left for 1 minute.
1.5 hours you were gone for, Sammy.
Yeah, well, there was good bowls happening. Doggies hang on by 2 shots in the end. Craig Mills 3 down the second. Last end could see a couple of bowls and managed to snick the jack out of bounds. Pick up a 1 and then was able to get a pretty fortunate result with his first bowl. What was the last end?
Another 3 to the Brad Orr Rink. That's 13 shots in 5 ends over there.
If there was only a way we could just move across the green. It's tightened up, hasn't it?
Yes, it's tightened up. Moonee Valley in front over there, I believe. Last we checked, Moonee Valley were 1 in front.
Close to, what are we saying, a dozen down at one point? Potentially
Yeah,
more?
I do remember 9. Whether it was more, well, you know, we haven't been that closely watching. As the wind's really picking up here. Doesn't stop Mason Bayless drawing the shot.
Green freed up at all since I was here last, or fairly similar? The one up the very top.
I think it's freed up slightly.
Freeing up slightly, but as
Yeah.
you'd expect as the game progresses.
Especially in this beautiful warm sun. Rob McMullen once again going to the mat holding.
Here's a run, 4-3-6. Someone told me Jared Davies had half a chance to make an 8. Is there any truth to that?
He landed a bowl that was on in front of the jack and he pushed it about a yard. The jack went back and they measured. He got 6. The 7th one was half a centimetre out of counting and the 8th one was 3 centimetres out of counting. So yeah, pretty close to 8. Marianne, I did step into the Lilydale Bowls shop once or twice back in the day, owned by Wombat. Brendan Woods owned it for a while. Nick Sage. Well played, Caleb. He's been under the pump. He's managed to convert that one. He's had 2 big drives, killed 2 ends in a row, did Caleb. If you're looking for someone to blame, Sam, start with him. Another 2 to Matty Flapper. And another 2 to Gary Kelly.
Turn, always missing wide. Good result that for the Oval Footscray Dogs. There's a Detroit. I'm going to say it secures a top 2 spot, or the top 2 teams. There's now 38 points separating second and third. Third Altona, as you said, in a battle with Moonee Valley, who are currently 5th.
Yeah, so if Altona were to drop that game, it's a big gap. If Altona can get over the line, 14-16, it bridges it a little bit. But it's still a reasonable gap for the Yarraville Footscray Dogs. Bundy holding 1. Oh, nice friendly little result there.
Update, Moonee Valley lead by 7 with 12 ends to play on the overall. Nathan Lynch's Rink winning 5 of the last 6 ends to get back within 4 as even it up, and Dylan Fisher doing a pretty fair job with a familiar face playing third. Their lead, Nathan Wilson's ranked 20-6.
So we're down to 2 matches. We started with 4, starting half hour apart. Interestingly, the second game to start finishing before the first one. But the third and fourth games still going here. The beautiful Belmont Bowls Club. Volunteers are plenty here, Sam. Everywhere you look, Belmont Eagles shirts.
Unbelievable, really.
Outstanding support from the locals. They told us they'd put a great day on for us, and they have delivered in spades.
Very important chance here for WEDLOCK to add another one in. Say they need this as an understatement. This is going to stop in time.
Doesn't want to move that jack too far.
Oh, Troy. Hasn't given away the shot, has he?
He's given it away. Unlucky.
This is not what you need. It's a bit of a
Cruel
real
game.
deflating moment as well for the front end as well. Just when you're about to win an end and possibly change the momentum of the last, what have we got? 4 or 5 to play on the stream rink. Gives it away. Timmy Cromie gets to start things off again. Vic Open entries now open. You got yourself a team together in any event, or are you just playing the singles this year?
A little busy, Sammy. This will be my first Vic Open that I'm running.
That's a lot. Oh, wait, that's correct.
And that's the excuse I'm using. Apart from the fact that if I did enter, I'd be making up the numbers.
That's probably correct. But I reckon you should enter the triples.
There's not 2 people that would play with me. People used to line
Plenty
up.
of people watching.
People used to line up to play with me.
Oh, wow.
Now I can't get one.
Gary Kelly moves as requested and takes his own out, and they're at 3 down.
Speaking of moving, Ben Cotter moves the jack. As we see Dandy Club come up on our screen, Moama Bowls Club, our streaming partners. Thank you very much for your support.
That's a good effort, that.
Dale looking for these teams to come to Ballarat. Well, many of the players here would have been at Ballarat last weekend for terrific region sides championships that saw Sandbelt take out the women's gold and Metro West take out the men's gold.
What the hell, man?
Oh,
That was
apologies. I
uncalled for.
forgot that you were in the final.
Wow.
It's no disgrace.
I remember that.
No disgrace making a final.
That hurts.
You can remember it for when I'm runner-up in something.
I'm not going to lie.
You got to make a final to be runners-up. So
Metro West were pretty good.
they were very good. There was some pretty outstanding performances. Some that come to mind: James Pearce, Larry Donahue, Tom Hicks.
I've seen Hicksy just before jump off the green for a dominant display, this time in a Deer Park shirt, and just asked him if he played 100 out of 10 like he did last weekend at Ballarat.
100 out of 10.
And he said, no, only 96.
96. Big numbers. Was he in the rink against you, Sammy?
Very, very good. Very good.
Yep. Oh, he's on the right track, Brent.
Like that. Can't really take his own with the right weight. Has it to turn enough.
Well, that last bowler, Brent Rayners, sort of forces them to play a little bit of extra weight.
I reckon he gives a pretty good guide to just miss that with the right speed.
Does. It will turn there. We've seen bowls that are well and truly turning on that hand today.
Tangled is playing whoppers a couple of rings across.
Yeah, he's on.
He's doing silly things.
He's winding back the clock. Not that the clock has to be wound back too far. Stalking it. This is where it starts to turn. It's close to this jack. Oh, he's touched the jack for 2.
Talk about minimum weight for the maximum result. It's just got there in time to touch it for a couple.
Oh, President Pat Schramm tuning in, playing state mixed pairs with Prickle. Geez, how'd you get in that team, Pat?
Talk about getting carried.
Used your authority there, I think. Prickle being a past state player. And when you say talking about being carried, I'm sure you're talking about Prickle being carried there.
No.
Ooh. You're a brave man.
Brave or stupid, yep.
You do realise you're not on mute.
Few shots to the Essendon rink. I have Anthony Flapper, and they finally score again. Nope, you're in control now, son.
Oh, that means I've got to stand up.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't see the screen otherwise. See, they must have kept that quiet, Sammy, because Ben MacArthur picked up a 6 on the far rink. After having lost 13 shots in 5 ends.
I'm not sure how that's happened. I saw Mark Johnson trail the jack for a good one away from all the bowls in the head, what it seemed like. He definitely missed that. You could have mentioned it before. Sometimes that happens. It's a real good result. That's why we don't hear about it.
A little negated, though, by the 5 to Anthony Flapper.
Yeah, cancels it out completely. Gary drove. It was already 4 down. He hit what he was going for. He just didn't get the jack and actually took their closest bowl out, and doing so, leaving Anthony too much room with his last bowl to add in.
Oh, wanted it to get down a fraction more, wanted all of that bowl. Cuts it to 1. Doesn't need much more on his next. Corey not messing around. On the mat, into his work.
Some hope.
Oh, what a super try. Not a, maybe max a foot past. 20, 25 centimetres. This will get back to the line. He's just overplayed it a touch. Nailed his line.
Same shot for Corey. Touch around the corner. 2. Can get it down the line for maybe 3. A mile off. Troy, what's he done? Is he getting there in time?
Oh, he's going to run into that bowl. Oh, he flicked the jack and gets nothing. As his teammates scratch their head. Fair enough too, but it's another one to the Bombers.
Update from the other game in progress. Troy 70-64. The way of the Moonee Valley boys. 10 ends to go. Dylan Fisher 21, Nathan Wilson 6 with 4 to go. Kane Nelson 17, Matalal 12, also 4 to go. And Michael Sims 14, Dane McKinnon 24 is up and back.
So that's 4th versus 5th, I think, Sammy. So
yeah,
if
so 3rd versus 5th, the winner.
Moonee Valley wins, they go into the 4.
That's it.
Push them up, they'll go back up to 3rd spot.
Oh, now Essendon on track for a 16-2 result, you'd imagine.
It's looking likely.
Can't believe the overall, given the points and the standings of the teams coming into it. Really, the fact that it's been so one-sided. It's on paper, it'd be no more than half a dozen or so shots in it. And Essendon have gone bang, and it's a bit of a statement win. They had every chance to jump Melbourne into the 4 as well, with 16 points, depending on the Moonee Valley Altona result.
Tim Cromie leading well again. Not a bad reply from Ben Cotter. You can touch that jack. Does just that. Well played. The slight cloud cover and the little bit of breeze is just keeping the temperature a little cooler and a little more bearable. It is a beautiful day here. Belmont Bowls Club. Good weight from Mason. Brent Rayner backing up Ben Cotter. Doubling the count. A lot of the players that have finished hanging around, enjoying the hospitality of Belmont. Grabbing themselves a burger or a snag, cool drink, and watching the rest of this action that's still on show here. Played this one better, Mason. Bowl clean, 2 down to 1 up.
It's a good conversion. Just had to fix up the track. Pace was all good with the first one. And gets the bowl solid and a little touch, maybe.
Don't think so. Brent Rayner wanting to do the same as his direct opponent. Can he get down and trail a jack? Well, he has, but he didn't quite get enough of it. Played it well.
Yeah, I don't know if it's made it any easier or the head any better, has it, for Bundoora?
No, I think it's made it
shot as
harder,
it is.
unfortunately, and no reward for that good bowl. Rob McMullen doesn't want to change anything on that forehand. If he could beat that blue one, he'd count. Reckon he had pretty good weight for it. Just ran into an opposition bowl. Doesn't make it any easier though for Bundy.
Should make some sort of contact. I thought it might have been a forehand shot originally, Troy, but I get the feeling that he might have called backhand off Brent's last bowl.
Looked to me like they called the forehand for this
Did it?
one. Yeah, through Brent's other bowl.
That's what I thought the go was.
That's what they're electing to play.
Nice.
Gives him another bowl on that side of the jack where it's going to pop to.
Small target, small target. Get Brent's front one square through the jack with the right speed. You want to pop it right open to make it an easy draw. Hangs around, they're holding a few. (21-18), so another 2 to the Ben MacArthur Rink. They're back within 3 with a couple to play.
Oh, I think Rowdy's just played it for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's giving it away. Back to 1 down. Seen it a little bit the last half hour. So it's giving shots away.
Change of hands, Jarrett. If that jack could shoot right out sideways to that Mason Bayliss Brisbane Lions bowl, he'd have to get lucky. Just hangs there when there's a bit of wind up.
Yeah, huge gust as well.
Handy home.
Can do much better in terms of attempting to draw for a second there.
No, he hasn't had the easiest heads to play to in the back half of this game. Needs to hang.
He's got the breeze to help.
Oh, has it turned it enough?
Yeah, that's the question. Maybe. Yep, maybe.
Our paddler, Riley Cameron, indicating one shot to the Bombers.
Almost play the same shot and their score this time. A mile away. Corey Wedlock needs to turn more.
Use the inside of that bowl, it'd help him. As it does. One shot, Corey Wedlock. Stops the run.
right up. Wait till 2 minutes.
6 cents to go, Moonee Valley out. So what would be close to game high lead. It's only 7 shots, but tells you the work they've had to do to not only get back in that game, but then hit the front. Michael Sims Rink, a big effort after falling 19-7 behind to just stay in touch with Dane McKinnon. As we said, the Dylan Fisher Rink, the big winners out of that one. Still 6 ends to play. Not done with yet. That's a big result for the Valley too.
Ben Cotter bringing the mat right up, rolling the jack to the ditch.
You know more than me what's happening at Valleyland. Have just been on the other side of a few of those results that they probably had go their way in the previous or last season.
Yeah, I think bringing, your permit players and your marquee players in is great for the talent that it brings in, but the downside can be that it might unsettle the balance of the side a little bit. One week you're skipping, next week you're playing third, or you might be playing third and you go to second. And I feel like that might have had a bit of an impact as they've brought in a few permit players and the like. So whilst they're happy to have the talent, it can just disrupt a little bit of the balance. Doesn't have to do much to make an impact. But, they win this game and they're third. They're right in the season up to their eyeballs. You'd love to be top 2, but we've seen teams win it from third and fourth.
Yeah, more of a bonus. Like, you get yourself a double chance, but the only side's good on the day. See, Bundy last season finished outside the top 2 and still, came as about as close to anyone as Rolling Deer Park in the final series.
Tim Croney's got the jack here. Incorrect.
Incorrect. Face as he bowls this. I want to play it though.
Yeah, try and land it underneath. Yep.
Into the wind and easy to do. Standing there, Matt, feeling that. As you're about to release it, just give it the extra push to make sure it's there, and probably just overplayed it for the shot. Backhand, front knocker, makes it tricky now. They do have the one all the way past. He's just got to try and back it off a touch. It's 3. Try and get second shot. So misses out half a chance here for Bundy to pile them in and just make things maybe a little bit more interesting as we approach the last 10 ends. Another one to Ant on the ring next door. Take another end over. And 5 just made sure of things, especially after that 6 to Benny MacArthur on the far rink. looking to make contact and it's going to miss. So Caleb Shaw with another chance just to fix up the track and at a fourth. Not do enough. So he's still trying to play the shot here. He doesn't back it off. A heap enough to make contact, and does it hang around for second? In fact, nearly falls back for the shot. 3 back to probably just a 1. And falls in a spot where Benny Cotter's front bowl sort of on the line. Just makes things tricky for Corey to get at. Little touch down the line. Best result, maybe 3 or 4. Thrown it here. Needs to get under. Oh, he did, and he drew another and covers up the jack. So still a shot for Jared if he wants to get the last ball through the jack all the way past his 3, possibly 4 for a huge turnaround and just make sure they finish the game off. That's what he's playing for. Searching. Not far away. All down to the result. Yeah, gets one out and stays around, but yeah, Caleb Shaw, that's Brett Rayner's toucher that's gone all the way through and is now sitting in the ditch. So Jared plays the same, he gets Corey through the jack, it's no longer any good. Corey searching for Rowdy's bowl, inside, works, made 3, maybe 4. Maybe just the 2. Riley Cameron likes it for 3. Seen that set up before. On out for searching weight. Looking to get a piece of the jack is wide, but can get the 2 bowls out. Corey falls back down, so he gets it back to 1. Caleb will have a look at the second. With 1 end to go. Essendon are going to take this one out. Moonee Valley Altona still ongoing as we have a look at his 2. The other one did stick around for the second. 5 ends to play up there. 8 shots the difference. Dane McKinnon getting the Rink win against Michael Sims.
What did I miss, Sammy?
And set up pretty well for the Bundoora team. For most of it, they had control of the head. For a fair chunk, they get away with just the 2 shots. With 10 ends to go, what's the biggest ever margin you've seen overturned in a game?
Ooh. Off the top of my head, I have no
19.
idea.
Does one come to mind? You've seen or played in?
The biggest one, I don't know what it was at 10 ends, but at 15 ends it was 28 down in a final, and we forced an extra 2 extra ends, 28 in 15. So it was probably around high teens with 10 to go. Anything can happen in this sport. Any big comebacks come to your mind, Sammy?
Not apart from a couple of weeks ago where we would have been 10 down with 7 or 8 to play.
Got over the line?
Winner. Lucky.
They're good ones to be a part of though, aren't they, when you're on the right side of it?
It's true.
I've been on the wrong side before too, and they're unpleasant. They leave a sort of a bad taste in your mouth. And you're going, yeah, we let that one slip. We let one slip earlier this season against Bundoora, second side. They rolled us with a big comeback. 7 on the last end to win by 2.
Timmy Cromie finishes off what I would say, Troy, is a pretty solid day's work.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'd award him best on the rink honours. Oh, this wind's up. Bloomy sunnies. They weren't on my head, mind you, but they were sitting on my
Off to the green would have been bad.
paper, trying to keep it down, but
Good notes you got there from today, but nowhere near as good as our friend Gus McIsaac.
no, he loves it.
He's hopeless at calling the game, but he brings some good fun facts, is what I find.
Had a bit of fun with Gussie last weekend at Region Sides while
Oh,
you were
did ya?
busy playing bowls.
Was that on commentary or off commentary?
A little column A and a little column B. There's a suggestion there from Gary Johnson. We certainly look at all things. We'll look at next season and what the calendar looks like and what can and can't be done. He's just asking about whether Division 1 and below could start a week earlier and have Cup weekend off, and then potentially everyone can get down and watch Premier Division games. We're always looking at new options and things like that. Many things are in the realms of possibility. Someone's played an absolute bomb for Moonee Valley over there. Because they have got well and truly up and about. Who's the far rink over there, Sammy?
Well, the far rink's Nathan, but I think you'll find the noises coming from
I feel like it was...
Kane's rink.
Okay. Yeah, the wind's really picking up here. Fairly much straight down the green at the moment as we're playing, so this will won't help hold this bowl up.
Nothing else need to think about? Nothing over mine. Can I still trail it under me or not? What am I sort of jack?
Ben Hubber kills the end on the far rink.
Yeah, the only real rink with any more points to play for, 14-4 result. Actually, never want to lose a game, but 4 points just keeps them in touch of just a win outside the 4, so they will lose today. Just can't believe the margin and the control they've had over the game. It's all from this rink though, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. The Matty Flapper rink's been pretty solid too. Ant Flapper picks up a 4 on his last end. Wind's really starting to howl in now. Wonder if they call it the Geelong Doctor here, like the Fremantle Doctor in Fremantle. Oh, not far off.
Oh, yeah, so he had a
Garrett
little bit of
Davies.
contact on the jack, and there were 3, and manages to turn it 1 bowl off the jack. It's another go at it. Travel down the line for many.
Three shots there to Corey Wedlock. That concludes our match here at Belmont Bowls Club. It's going to be a win to the Essendon Bombers over Bundoora. They lead 91-69, 5 ends to play. So that's going to see us out here. There's still a little bit more action going on in the the Altona versus Moonee Valley game. They've still probably got something to play for. You can keep in tune with that on Bowls Link. Huge thank you to Dandenong Club, Moama Bowls Club for assisting us to bring you this stream, and a massive thank you to Belmont Bowls Club and all their many, many supporters who have put on a fantastic 4 games for us. Thanks to all the players for driving down here. Thanks to our ITOs for all their work. And thanks to you all for watching. And Sammy, thank you. That's a wrap. We'll be back next Friday night. If my memory serves correctly, we're at Altona Bowls Club on the Friday night. That's BVTV. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.